Alright, I just wanted to quickly go over some tips and tricks on the WoW Remix Mr. Pandaria stuff. Uh, Excellent, Transmog. Uh, First of all, I mean, you have all the vendors over here in this Shrine of the Two Moons, but there are vendors in every single area. I think, yeah, it's this Infinite Bazaar. So just keep that in mind. Uh, as for loot and stuff like that, it's a bit janky, but I'll go over it in a simple way. Do scenarios, do dungeons, and do raid. Don't do raid finder, just do like Mokusan Vault, normal. You should be fine. This is apparently easier than like the heroic dungeons. Uh, I want to though preface the dungeons are hard, especially for the healers and tanks. They're really tough. Uh, I don't recommend like mass pulling or something like that. Just take it slow, take it easy, and yeah, I mean, just do normal then if you want to. They're okay. They're not like super fast leveling or something like that. The leveling is kind of slow, so I think Blizzard kind of missed the mark on the leveling stuff because currently the leveling is just the same speed as on live for your first character, and then the next character you get, it's unfortunately capped. So when I get 100% experience gain, which probably should happen when I reach level 70, I can make a new character, and that character will have none of these stats except for the 100% XP gain. So if I made a new character now, it would have 80% XP gain and nothing else. There's no stat coming over. There's no heirloom kind of thing. You just get the XP gain. That's kind of crap. That's just kind of lame because you can get more XP gain on this cloak in level 70 up to what, 300%, 600, like 300% at least, and yeah, it just caps down to 100%. So on average, if you're going really fast, I would say it probably takes you, the first time it's probably gonna take you like 12 to 16 hours to level a character, and then from there it's gonna take you like 8 10 hours, something, maybe 8 6 7 8 hours, something like that, right? I haven't leveled another character. I'm about to check it out when I am done with this guy. Yeah, so that's kind of lame. I gotta say that's kind of lame on their part. Very strange. I don't know why, but anyways, sorry, I'm going on for this for too long here. Yeah, use your CC, use your stuns in dungeons, please, folks. I beg you. The mobs hit like trucks, and the healers cannot keep up usually. uh, yeah, at level 25, you can start doing the Mokusan Vault. I believe it's only in the Mokusan Vault, but it's apparently worth it. There's something about like 12% XP gain. I think they're talking about this experience gain boost, so you get like 12% per boss or something like that. Yeah, definitely worth checking that out. Definitely check that out. Don't be shy about that or something. People can't see what they're like. There's no Raider IO. There's nothing like look at that. Like look at how quickly these groups signed up. So yeah, just do that. The Tinkerers, the gear, the stuff. First of all, this is all the Tinker stuff I have right now. Uh, it's insane. You get so much. Most of this is kind of useless, but just read through them. It's kind of obvious which ones are really good. I just want to emphasize the ones that I think are really good. Uh, First one, the strongest one in my opinion, Slay. Simply called Slay, and it just does your max health. It just touch deaths them when they're at 10%. It does your max health as damage to them when they reach 10% health. This is when you do a damage tick to them of any kind. So if I'm not doing any damage to them and they're at 10% health, if I press any damage ability, it will hit. And this is kind of important because it essentially means that the first person to hit, the one with the most amount of ticks, will probably get the Slay, damage boost from mid-raid, dungeon or raid. So what I mean, like, why does that matter? It doesn't really matter too much. I just think it matters, like, if you're a tank definitely pick this up. Because you're going to be doing the most amount of damage because you have the most amount of health. So as a DPS, I don't really recommend picking this up unless you're solo. Then just have this on permanently. For other Tinkerers, they are iffy. From what I've seen, the Meteor Storm, I think it's, yeah, Meteor Storm right here. This thing does a lot of damage. It doesn't proc a lot of the times, but it does a lot of damage. So, Meteor Storm, super good. Incendiary Terror, it also fears them, and it's not like a breakable fear, it just fears them like a stun. It's really, really good. Sunstrider's Flourish is, from my testing, pretty good. Where is it? It is right here. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's this one. Wildfire, sorry. Yeah, anyways, I would say the biggest one is Slay, and this one right here, Victory Fire, for questing. Because you can pull everything together. Once one thing dies, it kind of living bombs. Malefic Rapture, I think it's called. Malefic Rapture. It explodes and does damage to everything around it. So it's really good. There's like so many instances so you can mass pull and get all this damage done. For other kind of like, they're like, this one's kind of crap, doesn't do much, like, and this one's just 5% verse because like, whatever. This one's actually, if you are a melee type spec like Havoc or Warrior, this is insane. This is a very, 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 very strong, very nice. As for the other ones, I mean, like 5% of damage suffered is collected. Like this one, 10% of damage taken is collected and then heals you for an amount every 3 seconds. This fills up immediately, and then it heals you for like 1k health, like absolutely nothing over 3 seconds. Just test them really. This one is useless. This one over here. And this one you don't just use. I mean, like so many of them, you can just read it. Like, especially this one says like attackers suffer a mark of arrogance, inflicting shadow damage every 1.7 seconds for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. This doesn't even stack up 2 times. Like, it's just, and it does like teensy amounts of damage. If you have some way to stun to do damage, I mean, this one is insanely good because it gives you crit when you attack a stunned enemy. Right, not when you stun, but when you attack a stunned enemy. Like, think, Red Paladin, insanely good. Like, you just pull a bunch of mobs, stun one enemy, and then you just like Divine Storm, and you just 50% crit, 50% crit, like super strong. It's kind of pretty obvious, but like some of these, like Brittle, useless, Cold Front, useless. All of the defensive ones I feel like are very useless. I've obviously not tried any of the healing ones, but I mean, if there's one that just like 10% healing taken is increased, okay, this is a tank thing. 4% healing collected in this. If an ally below, like this one could be really good, like some like protective healing, but 4% of healing is collected. That's lame. I've not tried this one because it's just not, can't be really that good. If you have a 60-second cooldown major ability, check it out. Definitely check it out. In general, like if it's just a fire one, I'd pick it up. Meteor, Explosive, Sunstrider, like Wildfire. For some reason, just the fire stuff is the best stuff in my opinion. And there's a lot of fire stuff. And yeah, Fire Mage OP. Blizzard loves Fire Mage. Ankh, if you can get this Ankh, it's insane. It's just cheat death every 2 minutes. Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. 2-minute cheat death. I mean, if you're a tank. Alright, so okay, I've been yapping about these for too long. The mobility ones, I mean, I'll be honest, most of these are kind of useless. Like Vanish, Sprint, not really. Like Heroic Leap, I just picked up the Heroic Leap one because like, why would you pick Door of Shadows if you can have Heroic Leap? But then again, have you gotten Heroic Leap? Have you gotten the Door of Shadows? That depends. Like, first I just got the roll, and that was pretty good. And then, like, I mean, this one, do I even have to explain, like, getting increased 8% mounted and normal movement speed is absolute crap. Absolute crap. I would say pick up something like Door Shadows, Heroic Leap, something like that, because sometimes I'm not sure why or when or how you get like some cogwheel buff that reduces the cooldown of the cogwheel ability by 80%. That is crazy. So you can like permanently roll, you can permanently like, well, every like 6 or something seconds you can heroic leap, and stuff like that. Like, the mobility is the mobility, pick the thing that you like. I will say there are 2 things that are not mobility and worth looking at, and that is Vanish and Dark Pact. Dark Pact, for some reason, is a cogwheel mobility gem. This is very, very powerful. I mean, yeah, it's a very good for tanks. Just like, and it can be good if you're like a squishy DPS that's trying to pull big in questing and stuff. Don't pick this one up as a tank. This is absolutely horrible. Please don't do that. Redirect the damage to your allies. Absolutely crazy. And let's go into the epic gems. The epic gems are very hit and miss. I would say Thundering Orb. I think GG is pretty good, but I haven't tested it too much. Locus of Power later on, but not leveling, not solo, definitely not. Like Thundering Orb is crazy good. Oblivion Sphere. Life Storm is okay, it just doesn't do too much. Like, it doesn't give you a lot of haste, it's mainly just about the damage. So like Thundering Orb is like much better for that. Oblivion Sphere is much better for that. GG Boost gives you like movement speed and gives you some damaging abilities. So if that's your thing, definitely. Later on, I would say these 2, like Locus of Power and Funeral Pyre. Funeral Pyre just gives me like just stacking agility, and once it reaches like 40 stacks, it actually starts to hurt. So like just keep that in mind. You know, I haven't tested it in the highest keys or anything like that, so you know, whatever. This one is useless, honestly. Like, reducing the resource cost of abilities for 5 seconds is... If there's any class in the game that benefits heavily from this, then that class is kind of weird. Because, like, why? And, yeah, the tank ones are useless. Except for maybe this one. I'm trying to test this out a little bit, but... it's just like a big absorb shield and it does a bunch of damage, and it wasn't like 5%, and then like the damage portion, it was like decent damage portion, but the Thundering Orb, they're all 3 minutes anyway, so just like, it's whatever. In fact, I might just swap it out for Thundering Orb right now. Yeah, I haven't gotten many other meta gems or something like that. It's semi-obvious what is best. I mean, just test it out. Like, just test it out. Doesn't really take much to just test it out. The meta gems, yeah, the Tinkerers, do the dungeons, have fun. Remember that, just have fun. It's just for fun. The only disappointment I have is the fact that you really, like, I made this character to just speedrun up to max level because I love leveling. But when I found out that, well, that I won't be getting the huge XP boost that I thought I was gonna get once I get this guy to max and get the cloak maxed out, I'm kind of like disappointed, because some specs are not very fun to level, like Rogue, for example. Rogue can be very difficult, very annoying to level, but unless you understand how to level it, it's very different from the other levelers. But only 100% XP, that's gonna, it makes it much it takes much longer to level than I thought it was gonna be. It was 300% XP, that's a different thing, that's a different ballpark entirely. If it's 200, that's different. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna keep this video going on for too long. I mean, just quest, enjoy it, collect your bronze, and you know, buy that sweet transmog and those sweet mounts, and to get that Tusks of Manor.